In open play, Barca were building the game in back four. Both the fullbacks of Barca were providing mid by staying high and wide. In open play, Real Betis were playing in a 4-4-2 formation and were defending by forming a mid block. In open play, Barca was using sole pivot and that was Frankie de Jong. Real Betis front two were operating very central and narrow, so Barca's pivot was getting covered shadow by Real Betis front men. On the other hand, there was a 2 versus 1 situation in front of Barca's pivot, so Barca's pivot was not able to receive the ball from Barca's centre backs. And you can see here that when Barca centre backs had the ball, then Barca's pivot was dropping in and playing in between the Barca centre backs, and Barca were creating 3 versus 2 situation against Real Betis front two. On the other hand, when Barca's pivot was not dropping in and slotting in between the centre backs, Real Betis front men were operating narrow. So with Real Betis front men operating narrow, Barca centre backs were easily bypassing Betis first line by driving the ball into the half space zone. And if Barca's centre backs were bypassing Barca's first line, Real Betis midfielder had to come forward to press Barca's centre backs, and space was being created in the midfield, which was risky for Real Betis. As we discussed, Barca's fullbacks were operating high and wide. So because of Barca's fullbacks operating high and wide, Barca's winger could move into the half space. Here you can see the position of Barca's winger and fullback. Barca's winger was in the half space zone and Barca's fullback was in the wide zone. So in the final third, Real Betis fullback was facing 2 versus 1 situation. In open play, Real Betis was playing by forming a mid block, so Barca's midfielder were not able to receive the ball, and Barca was not able to build again from the center. So Barca's winger was moving from the half space to wide zone to receive the ball. If Barca's winger moves to receive the ball in the wide zone, then Barca will have two players in the wide zone, and Real Betis fullbacks will face 2 versus 1 situation. So to cover Barca's winger, Real Betis midfielder had to trip wide. So in this way, Real Betis was marking Barca's winger and fullback 1v1 in the wide zone. Now Barca was using two attacking midfielder and they were Gavi and Pedri. Barca's attacking midfielder were operating between the lines, and when the ball was on the left hand side, then Barca's attacking midfielders were drifting wide. Due to the Barca's attacking midfielder drifting wide, Real Betis central midfielders were also drifting wide to cover Barca's attacking midfielder, and the rest of the midfielder of Real Betis were following the midfield of Real Betis. So in this way, the whole midfield of Real Betis was drifting wide. You can see here that the wide midfielder of Real Betis is on winger of Barca and the central midfielders of Real Betis are on attacking midfielders of Barca. So due to the wide drift of the midfield of Real Betis, space was being created in the central midfield. Danny Olmo was striker on the paper and he was operating as a false nine. So when the midfield of Real Betis was drifting wide, Danny Olmo was dropping into the midfield and giving Barca on extra player in the midfield. Now three midfielder of Real Betis were busy and fourth midfielder of Real Betis was maintaining the position. So when the false nine of Barca was dropping into the midfield, nobody was marking him and he was receiving the ball easily in midfield. Real Betis' entire midfield and defense had drifted wide, so when Danny Olmo was receiving the ball in the midfield, Barca's winger and fullback were in the final third on the far side. With Real Betis' defense line drifting wide, there was a lot of space for Barca's attacker to operate, and when Barca's right back was joining Barca's front line, Barca had two players in the wide zone and Real Betis fullback was facing 2 versus 1 situation in the wide zone. And if you noticed, Barca were not playing long balls and crossfield balls in this match. Whenever Barca were switching the ball from left hand side to right hand side, they were using pivotal switch. Barca used very few long balls and crossfield balls in this match. In the final third, Barca's fullback was operating wide, and because of him operating wide, Barca's winger was drifting inside. Because of Barca's winger operating in the half space, Real Betis fullback was forced to defend narrow. Now Barca's winger had held a Real Betis fullback, so when Barca's fullback was receiving the ball, Real Betis wide midfielder was forced to press Barca's fullback, and at the same time, Barca's attacking midfielder Pedri was moving into the half space. Real Betis midfield line had been dragged back by Barca's between the lines player, so a lot of space was being created between Real Betis first line and midfield line, and Barca's attacking midfielder was easily receiving the ball between the Real Betis first line and second line. Real Betis wide midfielder was committing to Barca's fullback, so when Barca's attacking midfielder was receiving the ball, Real Betis central midfielder had to go to press Barca's attacking midfielder, and when Real Betis central midfielder was going to press Barca's attacking midfielder, two Real Betis midfielder were out of position, and if Barca's attacking midfielder beat the press of Real Betis central midfielder, then Real Betis' entire right midfield was opening up, and when space was being created in right midfield, Barca's false nine and the attacking midfielder were moving into that space. Barca's winger half space run was stretching Real Betis backline, so Barca's false nine and Barca's attacking midfielder were getting space. Barca had four players in the same zone, so one-twos and combination play was going on, and Barca scored the first goal with this move. If you are a Barcelona fan and are interested in watching such videos, then I perform a detailed analysis of every match of Barcelona. If you like the videos, please like it, share it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.